Welcome, everybody. I'm going to call this meeting to order and ask please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the council join me in the well for proclamations? And I would ask to be joined as well by Borough Manager Peluso, former Mayor Peluso, former Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, former Mayor Lisa Swain, former Mayor Cosgrove, and former Mayor Weinstein, as well as Mary Ann Patinio.
I have no issues.
Just in case.
Today is a very emotional day.
So I have a proclamation for you, and I'm going to try to get through it without tears. You've only been my secretary for a few months, but I don't know what I would have done without you. And I think that everyone up here feels that way, and I'm probably to your chagrin, going to give all of the former mayors an opportunity to tell you here how they feel about you. I'm not going to read this proclamation. I'm just going to say from my heart that I thank you for all the work that you've done for the borough and for me. And as long as I've been on the council, you have been a kind and wise presence. I feel we've been friends since the day I became a council member. And I've always appreciated your insight. We had a lot of conversations over the years, and they made me a better council member, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you. And I'm going to ask former Mayor Peluso to say a few words.
Sure. Thank you. So I had the pleasure of working with Mary Ann for 6 years, 12 years overall with being on the council, but 6 pretty much every day being as a mayor. And I don't think anyone really understands how much work she puts into it. There were so many times where I would go to an event I was invited to last minute, and I would call Mary Ann. I'd be like, before I'm going to the event, I'm going to go to Borough Hall. I want to just do a proclamation because we're going to be honoring someone. I know we should have told you earlier, but it's last minute, so I'm going to show up. Marian's like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And there were so many times she would come over, she would put together this proclamation because she knew how much it would mean to someone to be presented with it. That if it was, especially if it was a kid, she knew it would be someone put a smile on their face, something that they could look down the road on. And, she just did that time and time again. And I can't thank you for how much support you gave me as mayor, and couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much, Mary Ann. You're going to be very sorely missed here at Borough Hall. 1 second.
Do you want to go next?
I'll go, whatever. Haven't spoken in a while. So, anyway, I have a lot to say. It's been many years since we worked together. But I'm happy I was able to make the meeting tonight, because when I was on the council as mayor, I was always just making it to meetings, wedding ceremonies, and finally Mary Ann got fed up, and she bought me this big diary. So I thought it was appropriate tonight to get one for her and Gary in their retirement. Big boxes to write big things, big numbers, big print. So this is for you. But I do want to say that, truthfully, that Mary Ann is a woman ahead of her time. when she became an advocate, she was an advocate. The first time, I got to take a breath, okay. The first time I met Mary Ann was in this room. It was because the Board of Ed changed the rules on borough property, on Board of Ed property. You probably were in high school back then. Didn't allow smoking, and so all the kids went over to Orchard Street and the other streets. Issues about littering, cigarettes, etc. So there was a big meeting, and of course Mary and the other parents brought all these kids and parents out. This room was filled above, past fire code. And the late Jay Bender came in and stopped the meeting. Till this day, we don't know who caused the meeting to end. But afterwards, we had a coalition at the high school. We kind of resolved the issue. I really don't remember what the compromise was, other than the Orchard Street parking signs are probably the most confusing parking signs in town. Now, as the mayor's secretary, administrative assistant, whatever you want to call Mary Ann, she was everything. The greatest thing I will say is that at one point, the ADA committee was kind of floundering, and they asked if I would come on board. And I knew I couldn't do it alone, so I asked Mary Ann, who later became the head of the committee. And we really made some, now it's access for all, of course, we made some major accomplishments. The button downstairs at Borough Hall, the ramp for the wheelchairs at the pool, the dances at the community center where we negotiated with the ARC. At that time was once every 2 months. Now I think it's every month. And finally, the inclusionary playground, which Mayor Cosgrove at the time helped us a lot, and we had everybody involved with that. It was a real unifying committee. So if anything, over the last 17 years, if there was an award for Citizen of the last 17 years, it would go to Mary Ann. Thank you.
I also had the pleasure of serving with Mary Ann for 10 years while I was on the council and also serving as mayor. And everything that our current mayor has said, former Mayor Steve Weinstein, Mayor Peluso, I agree with everything you have said. This borough would not run without Mary Ann. Yes, we are. That's right. We're not crying for you. We're crying for what's going to happen next. Really, Mary Ann, not only did she do all the jobs, but I really feel like she became a true friend. Because when you see how she puts her heart into everything she does, and especially, you know, after Mayor Steve Weinstein left and I became mayor, and then I became the council liaison to the ADA committee, I got to see how passionate she is about the things she believes in. And I then became so passionate that I have now continued my work with the disability community in the assembly. And I mean, really, just today I had a Zoom meeting dealing with some issues in our district. And I am just so grateful that I had the experience to be with you. And I promise I'm not going to read the whole proclamation. I thought Gail was going to read her proclamation. So since she didn't, it's very important that you know all the things. I'm not going to read everything, but Mary Ann is a staunch advocate for local youth and their families. Let's not forget about the youth soccer, the programs that you started, the STARS program. You demonstrated exemplary leadership as PTA Council President, one who ably and effectively represented the needs and concerns of Fair Lawn parents, and you are deeply appreciated as the founder of Access for All, an outstanding initiative through which you developed a dance program for children with special needs and championed the installation of an accessible and inclusive playground at Berdan Grove Park. That park that everybody plays in, that's Mary Ann. And the committee, yes, but you were the leader. Anyway, thank you so much for everything you did. You really made Fair Lawn a better place. Thank you.
So Mary Ann and I went to high school together, and I I knew the day she walked down the hall in those jeans with bell bottoms on, that she and I were going to do great things together one day. But, you know, what everyone has said here, but, you know, my story with Mary Ann goes back to, we went to Columbia Bank because we needed money to finish the inclusionary park. We get there, and we're there for 10 minutes, and we're talking about it, and Tom Kemley, the president of Columbia Bank, says, "That's great. I believe in this. I'll do it." "How much?" "60,000. We'll do it. Columbia will commit." Mary Ann continues to talk, and she continues to talk, and I'm like, "Mary Ann, let's get out of here before he changes his mind." But she's so passionate about it. She was telling him all the great things that were going to happen, and she has contributed to so many great things. The special needs housing that's here, a lot of that's because of Mary Ann, the dances at the community center. And for me personally, I would have brought you a proclamation tonight, but you're the only one who's ever written any proclamation I've ever done. So I thank you, and with all my heart, for everything you've done for Fairlawn and for me.
I just want to say that the Access for All committee is here as well, so you're really loved tonight and every night and day.
I yielded my 3 minutes to Assemblywoman.
So Mary Ann, in addition to her proclamation, which Lisa has read the highlights of hers, and ours is similar. I'm sorry, I just couldn't read it because I'm just feeling too much, and I apologize. I hope that, you know, I guess I convinced you to stay an extra month. I hope that the fact that you feel okay to leave means that we're okay.
Everybody's fine.
Okay. But I'm so happy that you're staying in town. You know, you've made, I heard you make that commitment. You're not going anywhere. And I personally think you're going to take a couple months, and then you're going to say, okay, now what can I do? How can I help? Because that's who you are. And so we are presenting you, the mayor and council, with this plaque in recognition of 18 years of dedicated service as an employee of the Borough of Fairlawn, October 12, 2006 to July 31st, 2024, with grateful appreciation from the mayor and council, and further acknowledge your many contributions to our community. Thank you. And I believe the Access for All Committee would like to say a few words and to make a presentation.
We just wanted to say, Mary Ann, thank you so much for creating such a solid base for the ADA committee as it was, and then we took over and you showed us how to do it, you trained us along, so we can carry on all the amazing stuff you started, the dances, the playground. We're continuously thinking about how we can expand it and make it better, adding the speech communication board. Sorry, thank you. And so we're really grateful that you created such a wonderful committee, and that we can continue with it and build on it. And the whole Fairlawn and Berrien County. So many people come from all over the place. Actually, it's not even just Berrien County with these dances. So they're really popular, and we're very grateful that you started that. And here, Tommy. And congratulations on your retirement. We wish you all the best, the whole committee.
Thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
So I just wanted to give a shout out to Colleen, who has to type these minutes. I'm sorry. But I'm a Fairlawn girl at heart, born and raised here. I'll always be a Fairlawn girl. So being involved with the schools and then on town committees and then getting a job in, of all places, the mayor's office for the town that I live in was just the icing on the cake. And I want to give a shout out to Nick and Colleen, my co-workers. They made the last 3 years really wonderful. And we really are like a family. We laugh at least once a day, sometimes several times a day. So I definitely will miss that. But I want to thank everybody who came tonight, and I really enjoyed working. All our mayors, thank you, and we'll see next chapter.
Thank you, Mary Ann. I'd like to take a picture that includes you, Nick, but maybe, I'd like to have everybody who wants to come up for this picture with Mary Ann to come up, and then, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to have the Rotary people come. Excuse me? Yeah, everybody move in. If you're not uncomfortably close, you're not close.
That's the button, that's it? Yep. Oh gosh, wait. It's like an old school camera? Yeah. Do I look through the viewfinder? Oh wait, I have to back up. Zoom in into your closer? Yeah, scooch in a little bit. Everybody come. We'll go up. Yeah, this side scooch in a little bit. All right. Let me, You're good. I'm not used to looking through a viewfinder. Is that okay? You're higher. No. Not one more job.
And we have another proclamation tonight, one that I will actually read. Recognizing Dexter Ruffalo, an 8th grade student, for his dedicated interest in environmental sciences and greening our community. And whereas he participated in a countywide competition with over 100 participants focusing on drought-resistant grasses and ground coverings, and made a PSA about the project, and has joined his parents many times, I know you very well, Dexter, in attending and participating in numerous Sunrise Rotary and Green Team events and programs. Now, therefore, the Borough Council and I, Gail Rottenstreich, Mayor of the Borough of Fairlawn, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, July 24th, 2022, Dexter Ruffalo Day within Fairlawn, and we give you our sincere best wishes. And we'd love to have you say a few words about your project.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. You can say thank you. So, first of all, I would like to thank my amazing 2 parents that are sitting right here right now for being such amazing people, for helping me get into science, really, and for really helping me, do this entirely. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And I also like to thank my friends who aren't actually here right now, sadly. And, well, yes, one of them is. This is the friend that keeps my mental spirits up very much. I would also like to thank some of my other friends that are not here today, who are amazing people who have given me encouragement and helped me a lot. As another thing, I would like to thank my incredible enrichment teacher for helping me revise a lot of things about my project and basically help me out a whole lot. That's all.
graduation. We're going to take.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. Wow, one of our many amazing kids in Fairlawn. But I kind of knew when I met you many years ago, you were going to be a special kid doing a lot of great things. I've already seen all of the things you've done. I mean, on Fairlawn's Arboretum Day, you're there, you know, a lot of things with sustainability. And I have a certificate from myself, Senator Lagana, and Assemblyman Tully, and also acknowledging your third place in the environmental sciences category, and bringing awareness in Fairlawn and understanding of environmental sustainability. That is exactly what we need right now. So thank you, and thank you to your parents. Congratulations.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
And would the proud parents like to come up as well? Absolutely. And your friend? Why didn't you get to sit in the middle? Okay.
Alrighty. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Oops, that's all. Number 6, council comments. Councilmember Kraus.
Good evening, Mayor. So first of all, I think this is the first meeting I've been at where 100% of our proclamation recipients are still here, so that's awesome. And so let me start out with that. First of all, congratulations to Mary Ann and to Dexter, and both two amazing people, and it's just, you know, Mary Ann, who we've been fortunate to have for a number of years in this borough, and you know, I remember the first time that I walked into the mayor's office, and she was the first person to greet me and talk to me and make me feel welcome as a new council member, and I really appreciated that. And, you know, so I wish you the best in your retirement. Really appreciate everything you've done for this town. And so to see someone who's done so many amazing things for this town and to celebrate her retirement and hopefully her continued involvement with the town in other ways, and then to see a young member of our community who has already done so much and has such a bright future ahead of him. Really just two perfect people to honor on the same day. And Dexter is someone that I had the pleasure of meeting, I think back when he was in kindergarten maybe, when he signed up for the wrestling team, and he did that for a few years and decided he had you know, other interests that he was going to pursue. But as was said before, as Assemblywoman Swain was saying, you know, when you met him, you kind of understood that he was going to do things. And he's doing great things. Dexter, I'm super proud of you. Keep up the great work. And it's not going to surprise me if we have you up here another day in the future for a different proclamation. Congratulations, great job. Just a couple quick things. It's never too early to start advertising Art in the Park. So just keep in mind that the Arts Council's Art in the Park is going to be September 15th, running from 12 to 5 at Berdan Grove Park. And if you're an artist in town and you've participated before, or you're contemplating making your debut, you can register online. If you go to our website, you go to fairlawn.org/p/art. You can go to the Arts Council's website where there's a link to register. Registrations are open until September 2nd. We always have a great turnout for art in the park, and it's one of those things where I've met a number of residents who started showing their art for the first time out in the park, and then they really started to grow over the years with it. So, you know, if it's something new to you, give it a shot. If you have some art that you've been hiding from the rest of us. And don't forget about all of our different community events. We've had a number of great summer concerts, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock over in Memorial Parking Lot. We have summer movies still coming up. All those things can be found on the borough website. So please check them out. We're really fortunate to have a rec department that puts on all these different events for our residents. And you know, that I think one of the things that has been one of my biggest things that I hope to foster in my time on the council is just being conscious of how many community spaces we have lost over my lifetime. You know, how many places that people used to always run into each other and they're gone. And our patterns of living have changed in a way that you just don't bump into people you wouldn't normally see unless you actively find ways to participate. And so I'm very proud of all the opportunities we present to our citizens and our residents to meet other people, to meet their neighbors. And I can't encourage you more, especially today in this day and age that we live in, to please attend, meet your neighbors, talk to somebody different, and do something good together, no matter where you stand on one issue or another. And that is all I have for tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Council Member Kraus. Deputy Mayor Reinitz.
Thank you, Mayor. I also wanted to congratulate Mary Ann on retirement. There's not much to add based on what everybody said, but considering the craziness that goes on here often, your calm in the middle of it is always appreciated. And Mary Ann just greets everything with a smile and just always has an answer and the right answer, which is helpful when we get frantic. So thank you, Mary Ann, for everything and for your kindness. And, you know, as someone who didn't grow up here, I always appreciated your insight on how things have developed. And I know you were a big partner on the project of adding stop signs and adding areas around Brookdale and other places. So thank you for that. Just wanted to also congratulate Dexter, who I remember when he was shorter than me, which I guess, one of the first houses I knocked on when I first ran for council was a Ruffalo house, and Dexter was playing on the tree with my now 13-year-old also. So, you know, as Dexter gets older, reminds me I've been here for a long time. So, but congratulations, Dex, and, you know, having people like you who continue to push us forward and to try to find ways to make the world better is something that we all take to heart, and something gives us a lot of hope for the future. A couple events coming up. The National Night Out is August 6th. There'll be many community organizations there. The police department also will have their usual food. There's going to be music and I believe inflatables again for the kids. The 100th Anniversary Committee is currently selling clothing and other swag at the summer concerts. So if you're there, stop by the tent. They're always happy, and it's a good way to pick up something there. There will be events coming towards the end of the summer, specifically Fair Lawn Day is coming, and a lot of great things related to that. And our 100th Anniversary Gala tickets will be going on sale soon. And lastly, August 14th from 6 to 7:30, we're doing a special event for the food pantry. It's going to be a Star Wars themed food pantry night outside of Borough Hall. Everyone's encouraged to dress up or participate any way you can in the Star Wars theme. They're looking for non-perishable items and personal hygiene and other personal care items. If you can bring those, The collection will be 6 to 7:30. I know a lot of people say that they have a hard time getting here during the day because they're working, so this is a great opportunity to be able to contribute. That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Deputy Mayor Cutrone.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. I also want to start by congratulating Dexter on his award and his win, and really, more importantly, thank you for being so focused on such important issues that need attention today. We're really lucky to have you as a resident here in Farallon, so keep doing what you're doing because we need your voice amplified, so you got to get more people, too, on board, okay? I am not going to discuss any upcoming events in September because as an educator, that's a month that we don't reference until August, so I'll hold that till next meeting. And I know I was only mayor for 2 weeks, but tonight I would like to dedicate my time for council comments to talk a little bit more about Mary Ann, who, as you have heard, has given tirelessly to our borough. So my journey with Mary Ann began when I volunteered to be a member of the then ADA committee. Well before I was on the council or involved politically, I wanted to get involved in the community when I first moved here, and that was recommended to me, and that's what I did, and I quickly became the corresponding secretary and got to work very closely with Mary Ann. And from the very start, what I was really always struck by was her meticulous nature, her unwavering dedication, and really her deep commitment to advocating for all of those who are differently abled. I was also very impressed, as former Mayor Cosgrove alluded to, at her ability to really shake people down for a good cause, and to really move past the typical red tape. So, as I was writing this, I was thinking, actually, she'd make a pretty good politician. So, if, in your free time, you want to run for elected office. But in all seriousness, Mary Ann's leadership and her vision really transformed this committee, as you heard from Andrea, ultimately evolving into what's now the Access for All Committee, which really is an initiative that is envied in neighboring towns. I can't tell you how many times I interact with other council members in other communities, and the two things that I get asked the most about are Access for All and age-friendly, and how do we do that? How do they do that in their towns? But her passion and her determination really set a standard that is going to be incredibly difficult to match. When I joined the governing body, I had the pleasure of getting to know Mary Ann in her role as the mayor's secretary, and I quickly realized that her influence extended far beyond her official duties. She really has been the backbone of many of our operations. I joked with her this morning, and I've said this before, that I really need a Mary Ann in my personal life. She leaves you little Post-it notes on things with directions. She texts you reminders of where you need to be, and she really helps you stay on track and make sure that you're focused on what's important. And she's incredibly protective of all of us as well. And I really very much always appreciated that. Her organizational skills are unparalleled, and her ability to keep us running smoothly is really nothing short of amazing. But really what truly sets Mary Ann apart is her genuine care for our town and its residents. She's always been open-minded, willing to listen, and ready to lend a helping hand. Her hard work and dedication are evident in everything that she does, and she continually goes above and beyond to ensure the very best for our town. Mary Ann, your contributions, I hope you know, to this borough are truly immeasurable. You've been a mentor, a leader, and a friend to so many of us. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for your unwavering commitment, your tireless effort, and your incredible spirit. We are all better for having known and worked with you, and I wish you all the best in your retirement, but please come back and visit and stick around. Thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Cutrone. Good evening, and thanks everyone who's joining us both in person and online tonight. Our meetings will be repeated throughout the week on FiOS Channel 37 and Optimum Channel 77, and that's thanks to Saul and Michael Rockman and Kevin Pepitone. And I want to thank them for their dedication to keeping us live and streaming. And I want to thank Saul for coming up to congratulate Mary Ann along with us. I want to congratulate Dexter again on his award for his project on drought-resistant grasses, and I'm sure he's got a lot to teach us in the future, and I'm looking forward to working with him on the green team to make our environment more sustainable. Since not enough can be said about Mary Ann, I want to again congratulate her on her retirement and thank her for her service to our community. As we said here earlier, Mary Ann has been a tremendous asset to our borough, not just as an employee, but prior to that when she served for the PTA and as PTO president, and in addition to that when she started and she worked with one of our most important groups. She's not just an important member of our community, she's the definition of community. She's enriched our lives in so many different ways, and I know that even though she's retiring, she'll still be here for us and she'll still contribute. But for now, we wish you well on your retirement, and even though I selfishly tried to get you to stay longer, it's a well-deserved retirement, and I just want to wish you all the best. And then I just want to thank everyone who was involved in making our Independence Day celebration such a wonderful celebration. It was so gratifying to see so many of the people who came out to enjoy themselves on a beautiful summer night, just all together in peace. And I'm looking forward to National Night Out, but I don't know if they have the dunk tank again this year. And if they do, I will not be participating. I just want to put that right here up front. I don't know about you, Christina.
I don't know. Undecided at the moment. Depends on how hot it is. Oh, no dunk tank? Okay.
So, but August 6th at 7 p.m. And then one other event we have coming up tomorrow night, which is our Green Team Pizza in the Pavilion. It's 6:30 tomorrow night in Memorial Pavilion. If you haven't RSVP'd, you can just let me know at mayor@fairlawn.org if you're coming, and I can make sure I have pizza for you. But it's a great opportunity to meet the Green Team, learn about what the Green Team is doing, make suggestions about how we can make Fairlawn more sustainable, and just be a part of another terrific community in town. I also wanted to point out a few highlights on tonight's agenda. We're going to be voting on 3 ordinances on first reading. One is to allow small sidewalk sandwich board signs that will make it easier for our local businesses to get their messaging out to passersby. Another is to allow a mid-block crosswalk on Stamford Road to enhance our pedestrian safety there. And then we have an ordinance on first reading prohibiting the feeding of waterfowl, also known as geese. And we're also going to be holding a hearing on adopting an ordinance establishing the Shade Tree Advisory Committee, which has been in existence since, I think, 2000 by resolution, but which has never been codified. As I did last month, I also want to point out several grants that are on our consent agenda and commend our borough employees and the council for advocating for and successfully obtaining so many grants that focus on improving our quality of life. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Assemblywoman Swain, who fought to get us a $50,000 grant for tree planting. So that's on our agenda tonight as well. Thank you so much for bringing that here to us. We will use that money well in planting trees in our public parks and borough rights of way. And that's all I have for my council comments. Up next, we have Agenda Item 7, which is our Main Street Minute, and I want to welcome Max Trigub, who's here in place of our Main Street Director, Ryan Graff. I also want to thank Max, who's our intern. So he's the Main Street intern. He's our intern also, me and the municipal clerk. And I wanted to thank him for helping me with the mayor's meet and greet last night. We met 5 different groups of residents about a variety of issues, and I'm already looking forward to doing it again next month with your help, Max. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Take it away.
Thank you for inviting me. Mr. Graff of the Fairlawn Main Street organization has asked me to read a prepared statement. Fairlawn Main Street Incorporated met with representatives from Megagen America. Megagen is a South Korean-based manufacturing company that works to supply dental equipment. Recently, the International Corporation has moved their U.S. operations hub from Englewood Cliffs to Fair Lawn. The facility is located on Broadway as the organization looks to take advantage of the district's transportation assets. Fair Lawn Main Street Incorporated overviewed the different resources available to support international business, such as the NJ District Export Council, International Trade Administration, U.S. Commercial Service, and New Jersey Business Action Center. Additionally, Fair Lawn Main Street Incorporated connected MegaGen with a number of NJ EDA grants to offset the cost of their locating to Fair Lawn. MegaGen, committed to contributing to the community, has adopted the strip of Broadway outside of their facility through the NJ DOT's Adopt a Highway program. Through the program, MegaGen is contributing funds to keep the area free of litter and debris. The Fair Lawn Small Business Scavenger Hunt is taking place next month. Signs have been placed throughout Fair Lawn. Posters have been put up across town. Participants are encouraged to take a selfie of them outside one of the chosen scavenger hunt locations for the opportunity to win valuable gift card prizes. The International Economic Development Council hosted their Learning Week program last week in order to educate people on the wide range of available federal resources and transformation strategies to support ERC projects. Fair Lawn was represented at the event by a number of Fair Lawn Main Street Incorporated members. Due to the extreme heat and advice of the Green Team / Shade Tree Advisory Committee, Fair Lawn Main Street Incorporated has decided to put off planting new flowers on Broadway until September. Trees will also be put up at that time at the NJ Transit Station. Graffiti on the ride has been cleaned up. The art murals are scheduled to be hung up over the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Great update. Number 8, ordinance on introduction. A, Ordinance 2704-2024, an ordinance amending Chapter 125 Land Development, Section 125-41, signs of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. May I have a motion that Ordinance 2704-2024 be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on August 13th, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Kraus,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone,
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrick.
Yes. Ordinance 2705-2024, an ordinance to amend the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000, specifically Chapter 232 entitled Vehicles and Traffic, more specifically subsection 232-56 entitled Mid-Block Crosswalks. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2705-2024 be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on August 13th, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Kraus,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone,
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrick.
Yes. Ordinance 2706-2024, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 62, Animals, creating a new Article 7, Feeding of Waterfowl Prohibited of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2706-2024 be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on August 13th, 2024?
I'd move to table this and put it on for the work session so we can discuss it further.
I would second that.
Do we do a roll call or just
We
consent?
just got it at 2:30 today.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't on the work session last
It
week?
was on the last work session, but if we want to put in another work session, I mean, I'm ready to go forward, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. We could put it on the work session, but we did talk about it already, didn't we?
We did
know-
talk about it at the work session, but, okay.
I wasn't
mean,
at the work session, but
okay.
I just saw the ordinance for the first time at 2:30.
Oh, okay, that's
so-
fine then.
Okay,
Okay.
all right,
Okay.
so we'll table that.
2706-2024 has been tabled until the work session.
The
Thank you.
August work
August
session, right?
13th.
Okay. Okay, number 9, ordinance on final passage and adoption. Ordinance 2703-2024, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 2, Administration, Departments, and Budget and Fiscal Procedures, Article Article 18, non-departmental offices and boards, commissions, and committees of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000 to create a new section 2-109.5 entitled Fair Lawn Shade Tree Advisory Committee. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on ordinance number 2703, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The time for public comment is now open on ordinance number 2703, 2024 only. Please state your name prior to your comment, and there's a 3-minute time limit. Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The public hearing on ordinance number 2703, 2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2703, 2024 be adopted on second and final reading, and that it be advertised according to law?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike?
Yes. Public comment on consent agenda 14-2024 items only. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on consent agenda 14-2024 only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The time for public comment is now open on consent agenda 14-2024 items only.
Good afternoon, or good evening, Pamela Coles, 13-34 George Street, Fair Lawn. There are 5 areas, 242-2024, 243-2024, 244-2024, 245-2024, and 252-2024, which references, all of them reference a Director of Local Government Services. What can you please elaborate on who and what the Director of Local and Government Services is and what position that they hold?
You're referring to, the Director of the Division of Local Government Services. So the Division of Local Government Services is a division of the state, and when we put an item of revenue in our budget, so in this case, 5 different grants, we need permission. You know, we set our budget in April, and that's by ordinance. So if we want to change our budget by adding revenue, we need permission from the Director of the Division of Local Government Services to do that.
So we need the permission from the state or whoever that director is.
Yeah, to
from
change
the
our
state
budget.
to insert those line items.
Yes.
Super, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other comments on consent agenda? Go ahead.
Hey, good evening. Robert Schaefer, 2333 Berkshire Road. Just a question regarding the resolution. I'm looking at the one, let me see, contract regarding the tree contractor, 236-2024. And it says extension of contract. Is the extension like a 1 year?
Yes.
1 year? Okay.
Yeah, it was a 2-year contract, and we're extending it for another year.
Oh, okay, cool. I just was wondering. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Can I have a motion to close the time for public comment on consent agenda items only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The time for public comment is now closed. On the consent agenda, sorry. Will the municipal clerk please read the resolutions by consent passage?
Whereas the following resolutions, 233-2024 through 252-2024, having heretofore been placed on this consent agenda, required no discussion of the same, having been previously reviewed by each council member, be and are hereby adopted.
ratified, and confirmed in their entirety by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Fairlawn.
I have a motion to pass the resolutions by consent 14-2024.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Agenda item 12, new business. Does anyone have any items of new business?
Nope.
Seeing none, we'll move on to 13, public comments. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The time for public comment is now open. Please state your name prior to your comment. There'll be a 3-minute time limit.
Hello, good evening. How are you guys? Thanks for being here. I appreciate all the work you do. I really do. I'm here. My name's Derek Bastink. I work with the police department for 31 years. And the last time I was here, I brought up a couple questions to you guys regarding the amount of money that you guys have spent on police litigation. I did an Oprah request, and I found out since from 2019 to presently, you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars just on the litigation that's being paid to the attorneys. So that doesn't include, payouts, time spent, overtime when they suspend people. And I know you guys like to say that you don't get involved with personnel matters, and I guess that's the way you guys like to think about it. But can anybody or anyone on the council, maybe yourself, Mayor, do you know the steps for like a grievance, like when an officer gets suspended and he files a grievance against that penalty? Do you guys understand what takes place? Like, say he files a grievance and the steps.
Mayor, may I?
Yeah,
Mayor?
thanks.
I know you've heard this before. In this form of government, the council is not.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
The council is not. The council in this form of government is not involved in the grievance procedure, is not involved in directing or supervising or overseeing the police department. That is left to the borough manager. The grievance procedures are laid out in, as you know, your collective bargaining agreement, so there's nothing here that the council can tell you about the grievance procedure that you don't already know.
Okay, well, since it sounds like you don't fill them in on the grievance procedure, the first step for the officer to do is file the grievance, and it goes to the chief of police who gave out the punishment. After that step, it gets sent back to the officer, and he can go to step 2, which is the borough manager. Now, I know you have a new borough manager, and my suggestion to you guys is you have a new PBA president. Maybe sit down, maybe the borough manager can meet with the PBA president and open a line of communication so then they can see or hear the other side of the story, right? There's always two sides to the story. And I think the problem is that you guys only get one side of the story, which is coming from an attorney who wants to make money. All right?
I don't
Then,
appreciate
okay,
the
let me just finish. After that step, since once the borough manager kicks it back, it's supposed to come to you guys. And now I'm being told every time I come here that you guys have no. So what's happening really is just getting rubber stamped by attorneys who want to make billable hours. What I'm trying to say to you guys is that this isn't normal. This doesn't happen amongst my colleagues in the police departments around Bergen County. Yeah, some towns, Hackensack, yeah, there are places, but this isn't normal behavior.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm just saying
We do have an unusual form of government, I will give you that. There aren't a lot of towns in New Jersey that have this form of government. And I think we've talked about, what it would take to change the form of government. So I appreciate your comments, and I thank you for coming back.
Okay.
Just briefly, grievance and personnel are different issues. Discipline and grievance are different issues. The disciplinary structures codified in the state statutes. It's not part of collective bargaining. We have absolutely nothing to do with discipline. We've never had anything to do with discipline. In terms of grievances, the grievance process is collectively bargained. So, and yeah, we're involved in step 3, but you asked if we are involved in personnel, which we are not. We don't have any say over hiring, firing, any of that in terms of personnel. I know that there was a letter that went out from our labor attorney 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and he came and told you that he made a mistake in the letter in putting that. So as a group, we do not have say over personnel. The best way to think of us is we're a legislative body. The executive body and all the executive power is vested in the borough manager, not in the council.
Good evening, Pamela Coles, 13-34 George Street. I know last week, 2 weeks ago, the planning board approved Taco Bell. I was curious, we have the overlay, but in the overlay, there is, when cars get backed up onto the roads, excuse me, how many violations before a license will be not renewed or revoked or whatever? How many violations does have to happen before a license or a business license gets revoked in that area on the overlay? Do we have any?
I don't have a recollection that we have a number, a specific number in there. I think that their license is reviewed and the number of violations would be reviewed. I want to say again, I didn't vote for that overlay. I wasn't in favor of that overlay, so.
Also, Pam, we changed the law to hold the business owner responsible for backing up traffic. So
Yes.
they would be cited citations rather than the vehicles. The vehicles could also for delaying traffic or obstruction or other types of things, but the business owner is also subject to it. There's not a specific trigger in terms of if you have 20 violations, you get your license revoked, or 19 or 21. There's no number, but they have to apply yearly to be renewed. So all of that would come into account.
That comes in as a package for you to review it and, okay, great. So it's the business owner that is in violation, or the business owner, not the
Correct.
cars necessarily.
They're responsible for maintaining the queue and making sure the queue doesn't back up into the roadway.
Okay, super. That's it. Just want to remind everybody regarding the scavenger hunt and the selfies, and that's so much fun. So in August, just have a field day, visiting our businesses and taking a selfie and submitting it to in the QR code, and just having a great time. Enjoy.
Thanks for
Pam.
promoting that, Pam.
Thanks, Pam.
And just very quickly, so I'm looking at the drive-through ordinance. There isn't a specific number. I mean, it could be literally as low as 1, or it could be as many as. But if a license is revoked, then there would be a hearing in municipal court, and after the hearing, the municipal judge would determine whether or not to revoke the license.
So I know our laws are made to be vague, so we can, justify or rectify whatever it is that we need to do. But how many, is it 25? Is it 100? Is it, 250? How many violations is it going to take, especially with this intersection? It's a dangerous intersection, and I know it was passed by the planning board. However, how many violations will it take? And I know none. They haven't even built the building. And also, some of the businesses that are on Maple Avenue that have been in violation, how are you going to measure that? That's my question to the council.
Yeah, other businesses aren't subject to that law because they're not drive-through food establishments. In terms of the number of violations, I think the better way to look at it is the number of occurrences. And what I say by that is,
Gotcha.
let's say early on in their tenure, there's one night where there's 10 violations, right? And then for the next 8 months, there's no violations.
Correct.
If we had an ordinance that said 10 violations triggers it, it's not fair to the business now that they've corrected it, right? So to me, it's more about, is there a systemic pattern, and are they not addressing it? And if they're not addressing it, then we take action. But we have to be able to justify our action in revoking the license.
Okay, super, thank you.
Robert Schaefer, 2333 Berkshire Road. Two questions. One question is a really simple question. Tomorrow, for the tree, tomorrow,
The green team
the
event?
green team, thank you. Is there a rain day? Because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. You might want to think about that before you order the pizza.
Well, it's in the pavilion, so.
That's true,
It's
it's covered.
Yeah.
All right, so there's no rain date.
No.
It's most likely
We'll
more. I'd
just-
like to check it out. I love pizza, and I'm interested in learning more about the green team.
Great.
Not the tree team, the green team. Which leads me to my next question. The next question. About a couple weeks ago, you stopped over on Berkshire Road where I live, in Kirkpaluso. So I was just wondering, any follow-up? I haven't received any emails, so I don't know if you may not have my email address possibly.
Yeah.
But is anything else developed?
I did actually send an email to the group that was there, and if I don't have your email, if you could email me at mayor@fairlawn.org, and I can include you. I can send the follow-up to you, but just briefly, I met with County Executive Tedesco to talk about pedestrian safety issues generally in town, and then I met with Mayor White, the mayor of Saddlebrook, to talk about what they've done in terms of speed humps in Saddlebrook and how they go through that process.
Right.
We're also going to be putting up a sign on Berkshire because I understand that there's a child with autism, and we're going to be asking drivers to slow down there. We've done that in other places in Fairlawn. I had just requested the address so that we know where to place the sign. And then, we're going to be doing some more comprehensive work on pedestrian safety in town, and Berkshire is, one of the areas where we've had a lot of complaints, and, so we're going to be just doing more work on it.
Okay, well, I really appreciate that. It's, a step in the right direction.
Thank
I'll
you.
send you my email, so you have it, and then if you can just forward me.
I absolutely will.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Mayor?
guys.
Yes.
If I could just add, also too, you might have noticed too, while we were at Berkshire, the mayor and I pointed to the black box. Our police department is doing a traffic study on that area, and once we get that data, we'll be sure to share that with the residents as well.
Okay, cool, thank you. And I saw that box was removed recently, so
Yeah.
I guess the data's being analyzed?
Yes,
Yeah,
so
we
they'll
should be
compile
getting the numbers.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Borough Manager. Thanks for that reminder.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Any other members of the public for comment? Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The time for public comment is now closed. Thank you, everybody. Number 14. I'm sorry, I don't have the resolution number.
It's going to be resolution number 253.
253-2024, executive closed session of July 23rd, 2024. Would the municipal clerk please read the closed session resolution?
Whereas NJSA 10412B allows the public body to enter into a closed session during a public meeting, and upon conclusion, the meeting will return to an open public session, and whereas the Borough of Fairlawn has deemed it necessary to enter into a closed session excluding the public to discuss matters that are exempt from disclosure, pending litigation, and personnel matters pursuant to NJSA 10412B8. Now therefore be resolved that the Borough Council shall not enter into a closed session, and that the discussion in closed session may be made public when disclosure will not detrimentally affect any right, interest, or duty of the borough.
Can I have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We're going to go into closed session now. Borough Manager, you mind closing the door?